Hello and welcome to this episode of Lost in Umoja, which is a video-based training series. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to look at the available balance of a grant. The T code to do that is right here, ZGMRBUDACT. If you have saved it in your favorites, you can run it directly from here. If not, you can always type it in up here, ZGMRBUDACT, to launch the interface. So now I'm here in the available balance by grant report, and I'm looking at the grant funding summary. So the company code always has to be 1000, which means the United Nations, and all the other parameters here are optional apart from just one that you have to specify. So in my case, I want to look at a grant which is called M132BKT 000048. You see, in my recently used numbers it already pops up, so I can just go there and click on that number and it comes out here. So I can view my report here, a report output options. I can review my report by fund grant, by fund grant fiscal year, or by fund grant program class and fiscal year. This option is the most summarized level of report, and this is the most detailed level of report. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the summarized level by fund. So let's go ahead and execute this report, either clicking on F8 button or just click here on this icon. So you look at this account, and currently you see the release budget was $10,000. and actual expenditures have been 503.95, and the available release budget is 9496.05. okay, let's go back and run the same report using the most detailed level by fund, grant, program, class and fiscal year. So when I execute this report, now you see, instead of just getting one overall balance, I'm now getting more detail by fund, grant, sponsor program, sponsor class and so on. Okay, so here I can see that the 10,000 that has been issued is actually under other operational other costs, and 5,000 under travel. That makes up the $10,000 that we're talking about. Now this is quite a wide report. You see, you have to scroll left and right to see the full report. So what I can do is this grid here, it works more or less like Excel. Okay, so I can highlight columns, entire columns like that. I can resize them, see, or I could just double click and it resizes according to the width of the data in there. You see, double click and then it resizes. So these three, for example, I know that it's fund 32 BKT, grant number I know, it also appears here, and sponsored program I know. So I can just highlight these three, right click, and then select the option to hide these three columns. Okay, so my objective is to get all the columns just displayed in one screen. Okay, so unreleased budget is 0 here. I don't want to see this column also, so I will just hide it, and my released and my total budget are exactly the same. So I will just right click on this one and hide this column as well. Okay, this is my pre-commitments of fund reservations. So it's quite a wide column, so I'm going to just reduce the width of it. My obligations also here. Now you see, when I do that, already I'm looking at the entire report in just one screen. Okay, so here 5,000 was available, $502 has been expenditure here, leaving a balance of 4497, and $1.15 is expenditure here, and leaving a balance of this much. And like in previous sessions, if you want to look at more detail, you just double click on this number and you get the detail of the 502.8, how that is made up. You see, these are small amounts against this document, $29.85, 48.27 against this document, and so on. So like previously, you can just click on any document here and then you'll be able to get the information about that. Also, the text here shows you some more detail of what this expenditure is about, and also when you scroll to the right, you can get some more information of what is the document number, what is the reference document, and when was it created, when was it at the date and time, and the WBS element, what is the GL account charge, and what was the fund center. Okay, that's how we look at this report. Let's go back and let me show you one more trick here. If you want to look at multiple grants just in one screen, one report with multiple grants, you can, if they are contiguous numbers like 48, 49, 50 and 51, so you just start from there and you say I want to look at from here up to M132 BKT 000051, for example. Okay, so all of the numbers 48, 49, 50 and 51 will be shown in this report. However, if my numbers are not contiguous and I want to look at 48, then 51, then 37, then 69, for example, then I can use this button which is called multiple selection. So you just click here and the first entry that you have made is already available. Then you just type the second entry, M132 BKT, let's say 000058. Okay, and if I want to combine it with another S1 number, so S132 BKT dash 000013, for example. I'm just giving a number. I don't know if this exists or not. So I do that and then I click on check entries. If everything is fine, then I will just accept this. And you see, you see only one number here. But when you go back here, you see that we are talking about 3 grants. And you see there's a green square here. The others are like white. Okay, this one is green, tells you that there are multiple selections already active. Okay, so in this mode, let me look at first by the summary and then run this report, and you see now I'm getting a total of all 3 of them together. Okay, all 3 of them together. Up here you can see the 3 selections that I had made, 48, 58 and 13 with S1. Okay, let's go back and look at the same report in the most detailed manner by here, clicking here and then clicking on execute. Now what I get is, first I get the M1320048, which was 10,000, which we just saw, and followed by M132 BKT 0058, which is quite a big number, so 2.2 million, and then S132 number 13. Luckily that is an existing grant, which is 11,000, and here is the total of all 3 of them, 2.3 million. Okay, now here you see several sponsored classes and sponsored programs. Some of them are internal to SAP, for example AS1 conversion and AS1 down payment. You would never see any number against them. Okay, so just ignore them. FX unrealized also, just ignore them. And this is the program support cost. Now let me give you one more trick. If as a program manager I just want to see what is available for me to spend and I'm not concerned with the program support cost element, like this 264,000 out of 2.2 million, this is not available for me to spend as a program manager. Okay, so I will just make a filter to filter out the PSC expense UN. So how do I do that? I'll just right click on this particular class and then I will click on set filter. So when I click on set filter, you see my sponsored program class will be filtered by PSC, but actually I want to do the opposite of this. I want to see every other sponsored class but the PSC. So how do I do that? I just double click on where it reads sponsored program class. You see when I double click, a selection option comes up as a pop-up, and here I can select as not equal to. So when I click OK, now you see my filter will be sponsored program class not equal to PSC expense UN. So that means every other class other than PSC expense will be displayed for me. So when I click OK, so you see here PSC expense is out. I don't see it anymore. See down here also PSC expense is gone. I don't see it here. And likewise this FX unrealized, I don't want to see this, so I just set filter again to here I could do the multiple selection just like I did here in the other one. PSC expense, and then you put the FX fixed asset, whatever that was. Okay, and then when you click OK, then this one would also be gone. Okay, so now you see how you can look at the balance of multiple grants just in one report, and earlier I showed you just looking at one grant. Okay, this was the training for looking at the available balance by grants. I hope you have enjoyed it and you'll put it to good use. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.